Hi everyone, today I will be discussing a new study that was done that analyzes thousands of messages exchanged on a popular free online dating service between over 186,000 straight men and women. The study looked at 4 metropolitan areas consisting of New York, Boston, Chicago, and Seattle. The site that covered this study was The Atlantic. I've linked the original article below as well as the original study. The interesting conclusion that the study came to is men become their most attractive at 50 years old. This study confirms that men are at their least desirable when they're 18 years old, and they become more desirable to the opposite sex as they age until they reach their maximum in attractiveness at age 50 years old. At age 18 men are at roughly 0.46 in attractiveness, at age 30 they are just slightly over 0.5 in attractiveness, at age 40 they are a 0.55 in attractiveness, at age 50 they are just over 0.55 in attractiveness, at age 60 they are roughly 0.5 in attractiveness. Even at 65 men are still at roughly a 0.5 in attractiveness. Women on the other hand peak in attractiveness at 18 years old, and from that point on they begin to fall off a cliff in terms of attractiveness. At age 18 for instance they are rated at over a 0.6 in attractiveness, at age 30 they are roughly a 0.5 in attractiveness, at age 40 they are just over a 0.4 in attractiveness, and age 50 they are below 0.4 in attractiveness, and at age 60 they are 0.35. What do these numbers and graphs mean? Essentially what it's saying is that for men and women on average the average woman will be considered more attractive than the average man for roughly 10 years. From the point when she is 18 to her late 20s, the average woman will be considered more desirable than the average man during this time. However, after this point from 30 years old onwards the average man will be considered more attractive than the average woman for the rest of his life onward. So essentially a woman has roughly a 10 to 15 year window of being seen as attractive, and her desirability is falling the entire time, and after that her desirability and her attractiveness really begins to fall off a cliff. It's a really steep decline, having already started at 20 years old. Conversely, a man has a window of being attractive and desirable that spans well over 30 years. Essentially men and women are considered equally attractive at age 30 years old, both rating at just over 0.5 in attractiveness. Thereafter the 40-year-old men are nearly 0.55 in attractiveness and women are just under 0.45 in attractiveness. At 50 years old men are at their highest point at roughly 0.55 in attractiveness, while women are lower than 0.4 in attractiveness. At 60 men are just over 0.5 in attractiveness and women are at 0.35. My fellow men, the reason why I'm going over these numbers so much and analyzing them is to drive this point home to you guys. You as men have time on your side. You have time to achieve great things, to follow your interests and your passions. You have time to work on you. You have time to become the best version of you that you can be. Most women don't have the gift of time. They have an extremely short window of opportunity, and once it closes it's gone. The next time you feel like complaining about how young women have much more dating opportunities than you do, just remember that that isn't going to last very long. Maybe that's why so many girls like to live that promiscuous partying and clubbing lifestyle? Is it because they realize that they only have a limited window of opportunity to have their fun, so they're going to try to cram as much sexual escapades as they can into that time period, before the clock really starts ticking and they have to settle down? Looking at this data and other data such as the Statistics Canada video I posted, it's obvious that if she doesn't marry by a certain point she's most likely going to be alone forever, as she would have to compete for men who have a much higher desirability level than she does. Young men, remember this: at 18 years old to your 20s you are at your lowest level of desirability to women. This means that you won't be able to acquire your best mates until your 40s or even 50s. So the next time you're thinking of settling for some damaged wreck, with a high body count because you think that she's the best you can do, remember this study and other studies and the other advice that I've given on this channel, as well as other advice from other content creators in the Red Pill and Men Going Their Own Way community. She most likely is not the best that you can do, unless she's a virgin scientist, with great looks. You can probably do a lot better. Just focus on you. Focus on being the best version of you that you can be, and better women will eventually start to come to you when you're young. Women will love to waste your time just like they waste their youth doing stupid things. Instead, just do you become the best version of yourself that you can be. Pursue your passions, develop your skills, take care of your body, watch your diet. Learn valuable skills like how to use computers, programs like Office and computer programming, quantitative skills like mathematics, statistics, finance, accounting. Learn about fitness and health and the human body and how to work out. Learn mindfulness practice, bodybuilding and martial arts. Learn about nutrition, various foods, and their effects on the human body. I'll say it again, men, time is on your side. You can achieve great things in your life if you focus on things that you are really good at and focus on evolving and focus on becoming the best version of you that you can be. Who knows what you can accomplish? You have plenty of time to get laid, you have plenty of time to get casual sex, you plenty of time to get married and have a family if that's what you so desire. Although if you do get married, don't marry down, as I described in the other video titled Don't Marry Down. Who knows, some of you may have the potential to become great luminaries, people who change the human race forever. You can help create a better humanity, you can be a person who helps create a better world, and it will all start with you creating a better version of yourselves. Even the ones among you who aren't very smart and you don't have great potential, you too can certainly become a better version of yourself than you currently are. You can certainly become more successful, healthier, and happier. We all can. But you will have to make a choice. A lot of blue pill morons let women waste their time, they let women destroy their dreams. And why do they do this? They do this because they're scared of being alone. Because these blue pill men are weak. Embrace independence. After all, that is essentially the definition of men going their own way, independence. My advice is, when you're young, if you want to get laid, then try to get laid. But whatever you do, just don't spend too much time pursuing it. If the woman doesn't give it up easily and doesn't want to have sex quickly, then she's really not interested in you all that much and is only interested in the attention that you can provide her. She's not interested in you physically and she finds you unattractive. If she did find you attractive, she would have sex with you quickly and she wouldn't make you work for it. In this case, the best thing to do is to disengage and stop talking to her and move on to the next one. Either way, when you're young, you shouldn't be spending much time on dating. Because unlike women, you have your whole life to date and have fun and can start a family at 50 if you so desire. To the men who can't get women, don't feel bad, there are a lot of men like you out there. On the positive side, you have more time to evolve and pursue your interests than anyone else. Use this time wisely and your desirability will improve eventually. When you're young, she will have the advantage in desirability. She knows this, and whenever a person is in a position of power over another, like she is in this situation over you, she will take liberties and she will try to take advantage of that power that she has in desirability. This is why a lot of young women will manipulate men and play games of them and cheat on them. Because they realize that they are a lot more desirable than their partners. Yes, older women will do this too, even though they are less desirable than their partners. However, the only reason that they do this is not because of their desirability, but because she can take his money in the divorce courts. Again, this is why you don't marry down, because if the husband and wife were at the same socio-economic level, it would be a lot harder for her to take his money in the divorce courts, and thus she wouldn't be able to take those liberties and most likely wouldn't. I lead a busy life and have numerous interests, hobbies, and goals that I am working toward. Much like my namesake Apocalypse, I'm interested in self-improvement. I will continue to discuss dynamics in the sexual marketplace between men and women and things to watch out for regarding women on this channel. But in the future, I will also be talking about various other self-improvement subjects such as diet, nutrition, exercise, biohacking, spirituality, psychology, the economy, investments, and other such subjects to help men evolve and reach their potential. So that men can change themselves and change this world, a world that is in desperate need of changing. If you like my content, please subscribe, as I'll be more motivated to make more videos. Thanks.